So, I've had this bright idea to go for a walk, and it's windy, and it was dry, but just as I've got in the car it started raining. Ooh, lovely. It's like a vibrating massage seat. So I'm not really sure what I'm doing here. I'm not fit enough to do any sort of big hills at the moment. I need to start small, so I think I'm gonna there's a little peak I know of. It's got a cairn at the top, so it counts as a hill. And I'm just going to do a bit of VHF work. There's not a lot of VHF in the Lake District because of the hills, so it's just so the propagation's not very good. But I'm hoping where I'm going to walk up to, I've got a clear line of sight to the Isle of Man. I know there's an eye gate over there. They picked me up the other day on APRS while I was out driving, so not much hope for any voice contacts, but it's an excuse to walk up a hill, isn't it? And the weather seems to have improved, so yeah, all good. Let's see, I think there is a car park up here somewhere. Yep, here we go. Let's see how my legs and heart and lungs manage this. It's been a while since I've done anything active at all, apart from enthusiastic coffee making. Oh, and soldering. I mean, that takes it out of you, doesn't it? So, started on the way up the hill. It's just started spitting a bit. Give you a look at the view. That's over towards Ennerdale, not Emmerdale. Enna with an N. And that way's out to the Irish Sea. You probably can't see it, but Sellafield's over in the distance. Got the rucksack on with the Yagi in it. Those arrow antennas are they're brilliant, to be honest. I mean, I know they're meant really for satellite work, but they break down really small and go in a rucksack. So you can quite easily get quite a high gain beam, certainly on 70 SEMs, up the top of a hill. If it wasn't cloudy, you could see the Solway Firth over there. Now it's raining proper. Wonderful. Wonderful. It actually looks quite bright over the Irish Sea. So I'm trying out a new microphone with this camera, so I've no idea what the sound quality is going to be like. It's got a bit of a foam dead cat on it, so hopefully the wind noise isn't going to be too severe. Oh, my legs are reminding me I've not done this for a while. Oh. Yeah, I was thinking about doing Scafell Pike soon, but maybe I'm not quite ready for that yet. I've done it before when I was in my 20s. Oh, there's the cairn. It is a bit windy up here. I wish I bought some gloves. My hands are cold. Oh my days. It is a bit nippy up here and windy. So I'm sheltering behind the cairn. Right, so this is what I mean about the compact Yagi. So I've left the 70 SEM elements on it. But there you go. 2 halves. It's got the diplexer built into the handle. Right, I'll put it together. So one thing I did do was label the elements. Otherwise you've got to try and match them up by the size. So obviously the reflector's a bit larger than the driven element, and then the directors are smaller again. But there's not, especially on 77s, there's not much of a difference between them, so it can get a bit confusing. This is going to be fun one-handed. There we go. Right. So the first director on 77s goes through where the beam splits, and then these tighten up and keep it together. So that's now rigged up for 70 centimetres, but we're not doing that today. So I'll get out the 2 metre elements, put that together. There we go, Yagi complete. So what I might do first is try the FT5 on the antenna, the little rubber duck that it came with. It's got to be better than the Baofeng one. Can you see that screen? Not very well. Just wait for a GPS lock. Apparently at 338 meters. Yeah, it's a bit disappointing. I thought we were slightly higher than that. So the Isle of Man is over that way somewhere, and I know there's a digipeater there. There we go, just transmitted its little beacon. Hopefully the station on the Isle of Man picked that up. Oh, hunker back down where it's a bit warmer. Right, let's try the Yagi. I might also be able to do some satellite work. I'll see if there's anything coming over shortly. Oh dear, this is the greatest plans. Always go wrong, isn't it? Guess what I forgot to bring? SMA to BNC adapter. Fantastic. Oh dear. Well, I suppose the satellite idea is not the worst thing in the world. The next reasonable pass is AO73, and that's in just under 2 hours. It's only 31 degrees. But that is sideband, and obviously the FT5 doesn't do sideband. Is it coming from the north? Oh, it's heading that way. So at 31 degrees I would have actually had a clear view of it, but that doesn't do sideband, so that's no good. Oh, and it's starting to rain again. Right, well I'm going to call this one a day, but at least I've got out and about, got some fresh air, cobwebs blown away. Remember for next time to bring the SMA adapter, and go for a bigger hill next time maybe. Down there looks like a good spot for wild camping. It's not crap weather, very cold, wet now, windy. It's summer nearly here. I think the battery in my action cam's starting to fail. It was fully charged when I set off, and it's about to run out. And I can't have got more than 10 or 15 minutes footage on it. So all things to sort out before I do a proper portable mission. That's what I'm working up to. Is I'm going to go to a campsite next week and kind of get to grips with my power requirements. I've got a 100-watt solar panel, 70 amp hour lead acid battery. Obviously these are no good for proper portable, as in pedestrian mobile sort of walking up into the hills, but it'll give me a starting point where, because a 70 amp hour lead acid battery is, well, I don't know, a 40 amp hour lithium, maybe a bit less, but so yeah, it just gets me I get a feel for it all, and then you know, I've got a starting point, a datum point where I need to go from there. Like, which bits do I need lighter, which bits do I need smaller, which bits do I not need to forget, you know, the basics. Ready, rumble! I'm gonna go a bit slow here, there's sheep in the road. Yeah, and they spook and then they run into stuff. They are bloody stupid sheep. My mate's got a farm and he's got sheep on there. They are idiots. Yeah, so in other news, I've got my intermediate, my 2E0 exam on Monday. So I'm looking forward to that. It's been quite interesting. Though after having my foundation license for 17 years, it's probably about time I upgraded it. So I'm not ever so worried about it. I don't want to be overconfident, because that's a way to cock things up, but I don't think I'm going to have a problem passing the intermediate. I've already got the advanced, the full license book, and I had a flick through that last night. And that looks a little bit more daunting. I'm going to have to weigh up how much time I want to give myself to revise that before I go in for the exam. But kind of excited. It's not so much the power. I mean, 2E0 gives me 50 watts. That's more than enough for me. I mean, I've not even got a radio that'll do 50 watts. But I'm going to get an amplifier when it comes. There's one I'm waiting for, but they're not in stock yet. The PA500. But yeah, the main reason I want to do the full is, one, because it's a challenge, and two, because it gives me marine mobile, so I can operate from my boat. Well, that was a bit of a disastrous adventure out, but I wanted to end it with something radio related. So another reason for doing the 2E0 is it allows me to build and transmit with my own homebrew creations, which you can't do on the foundation. You can build kits and use them, but you can't do something like this, for example. So I was flicking through Sprat magazine, which is the magazine of the GQRP club for low power radio, and in issue 35, which came out in the summer of 1983 when I came out, there's this little transmitter, the STX by GM3OXX, and he's done quite a few designs over the years, actually. Now sadly silent key, but I thought, well, since this was produced at the same time as me, I'll have a go at it, and here it is. So I've not transmitted with it yet because I'm not allowed to, but I have run it through a dummy load. It's a bit of a mess, isn't it? It's got the low pass filter in there as well. I love building like this, just like dead bug style. One thing I would say though is the PA transistor gets rather warm if you key up for too long. So it's CW only. So I've run it through a dummy load. I've measured it on the scope. It's putting out about 200 milliwatts. It's not really practical, but I enjoy building it. I also built it's buried somewhere, a Morse keyer using an ESP32 microcontroller. So, because I don't know CW, I don't know Morse yet. So at least I can ping out a CQ test and get picked up on the beacon network. So just to see if I do get out with it. So yeah, all very interesting. Anyway, I'll say 7 threes for now and get back to revision.